Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I would like to applaud the wise Kiran scheme, which promotes women in STEM subjects in our education system. I must say, sir, this is very, very interesting because the need is great. I have had the great pleasure, sir, of conducting, as the main speaker, a number of convocations in our country in the course of the last few years that I've been an MP, the last 15 years. And in the 75 or 80 convocations where I've spoken, it has struck me, sir, that even in institutions where women are a very small percentage of the workforce, of the student body, where women are maybe even just 25% of the student body, 90% of the prize winners, the diploma holders, the gold medalists tend to be women. This has led me to believe that the future is female, sir, and I'm glad we're doing this scheme. Having said that, however, it is also true that only 1/3 of the women, despite their great successes in the education system, only 1/3 of the women actually are in STEM careers. And what is particularly worrying, sir, is that promotions in STEM careers seem to be denied to women. We are seeing a situation in which pretty much in every STEM discipline, the top positions are regularly occupied by men. Does the government have any thought about whether there could be gender affirmative programs, not only to ensure that women who do well in their studies get career opportunities, so the number of women in STEM disciplines and careers goes up, but also whether there should be some encouragement to put women in leadership positions, because it's startling to see that when a woman and a man, even the woman with higher marks, gets into a STEM career, the man's promotion comes 2 or 3 years before the woman's does. And this is a pattern that has been studied, and I would love to know if the government has looked into the matter and has any thoughts on how to remedy it. Thank you, sir.
Speaker, sir, at the outset I have to thank Honourable Member Shri Shashi Tharoor ji for having appreciated the WAS scheme, and I once again wish to reassure the entire House that this government has already been giving highest priority to enhance the role of women in every sector. And Prime Minister Modi has been reiterating this very often whenever he has a platform to speak. And he's been talking about Nari Shakti, Nari Samarth. In fact, in this House also, the very first bill that was presented was dedicated to the woman power of India. And therefore, I would like to also clarify that there is no gender bias in carrying out promotions. And you will be pleased to know, when I just cite a figure, that we have, of course, as you rightly said, the number of women scientists is still lower compared to the male sites. Yes, it is, to be precise, 18.6%. The R&D projects run by women are up to 25%, but the higher education enrollment has increased tremendously over the last few years. It's gone up to 43%, which means tomorrow, these girls, when they take over those positions, the proportionate number of the working scientists will also go up to almost 50%. Now, having said that, as far as the contention that the top positions are manned only by men, I would rather say they are now being manned by women. In the sense, for example, in space, our Aditya project is being headed by a woman called Nijar from Tamil Nadu. Similarly, the Chandrayaan project, the joint director, the number 2, is again a lady called Kalpana from Karnataka. So it's not true. On the other hand, in fact, the common realization is that in the science fraternities, in the science streams, the women have already evolved from the participatory role to the leadership role. It is now they are deciding to what extent the men have to be participants in what roles. And I think, without being boastful, the very scheme of WAS was started by the NDA government when Mr. Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, and thereafter it was taken up by Prime Minister Modi after he took over in 2014, and he further extended in the form of the Kiran scheme, which is... नहीं हुआ वो बता रहा हूँ मैं. बीच में ये हुआ कि बजट बीच में ये हुआ कि बजट 2014 में था 44 करोड़ और 2024-25 में 135 करोड़, यानी तीन गुना बजट बढ़ा. Having said that, we are already in it, and I'm glad that Kerala is also getting tremendous benefit out of it. We have started a scheme called Curie, which is providing support to women in the university levels. So incidentally, Kerala does not have a women university, but we have extended the same support to the Kerala colleges. So we have 2 in Kottayam, 2 in Thrissur, 1 in Thiruvananthapuram, 1 in Ramaswamapuram, and 1 in Allapur. So we are extensively giving support regardless of whichever the government there.